Deadpool and Wolverine, a movie that this is the only movie me and my friends get together and we have a movie draft and you get 100 imaginary dollars and you bet on the movies coming out for the quarter. And the only movie I wanted, I was out of town, so I was calling in via phone. The only movie I wanted was Deadpool and Wolverine because I knew it was going to make a lot of money. Didn't care about Inside Out 2 or whatever else. I wanted Deadpool and Wolverine. So I had to fight for this movie. I don't know if I've beaten the person that fought me for the movie, but we both went in $100 all in. So then we had to bet, we had to accept a certain percentage of the income of the movie. So I got 64% of domestic sales for Deadpool and Wolverine, which at the moment is over 700 million worldwide. So I think it's doing pretty good. Whether or not I beat that person, I don't know just yet. But this is a very exciting movie because, as you know, Logan died in the hit movie Logan. Logan died. And so what I was wondering was, how are they going to explain this? Because the trailers don't really explain it. And the opening scene was, hey, here's your explanation. Mm-hmm. You wait long enough, here's your explanation. And I think that was pretty well done. Did you think that opening scene was good?
It was amazing.
Amazing, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Hugh Jackman's 55, by the way, and he's jacked. Huge jacked man. So the opening scene was like, okay, this may be one of the best opening scenes of Deadpool, potentially any superhero movie. I'm thinking of them. I'm thinking it's probably the only downfall I had, which I think you mentioned this too, was that the opening credits for Deadpool 1 and 2 were all kind of funny and their names were silly, and that kind of seemed like that was going to be the thing from now on, but they were just normal, regular opening credits.
Yeah, that was a weird.
It was weird.
Switch.
Yeah.
Is it because he's Disney now, and he wasn't before?
I don't know. There was a lot of things that were said that you think Disney wouldn't allow, but they definitely
I just
did.
wonder if that was Disney's call. Like, no, we actually want to have their real names because people aren't going to stick around. Well, they will for the after credit thing, but like people aren't actually going to read the real names at the end credits. So, I mean, what else would be the reason they did it for the first two?
I don't know.
Now, were you saying that was the only downfall for the movie or the only downfall for the intro?
Just that. I haven't talked about my cons of the movie just yet.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure.
Here's a fun fact. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the F word was used one time. Do you remember that one time?
Was it an Avengers movie?
No. It was in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh,
yes.
That's right.
That was the first F word. Now, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has 117 total F words. Do you know where 116 of them came from?
Mom.
No. They came from Deadpool and Wolverine.
I know.
Why'd you say mom?
I was just trying to think of a Marvel movie that clearly wasn't.
No, Doctor Strange would not say the F word.
That's why I know it. You're talking about
we
Deadpool.
Can't review a movie and mention another movie that is not correct.
You just asked a silly question. I
Illegal.
thought I would give you a silly answer.
Illegal. So that earns a very R rating. So I would not recommend you take your kids to see this movie, of course. I don't recommend any kids to go see any of the Deadpool movies. But hey, the first and second one, we saw plenty of kids in the theater for both Deadpools. This one, though, not one kid. So I think maybe folks have learned lessons. They shouldn't take their kids to rated R movies if they're superhero or not, because there was some intense scenes in Deadpool 1 especially,
Oh my
that
gosh.
wouldn't recommend a kid to see at an early age. Lots of questions I'm sure Dad had to answer on the way home. But yeah, the pacing I think was very good. There could have been some things that could have been a little bit shortened. I think that there was one flaw that I was interesting, was that you get Wolverine and Deadpool fighting a bunch, which they both can't die, but those scenes were great and gory and awesome. Would watch them again. But then like the final battle with all the Deadpools was kind of like meaningless because they all just regenerated. So it's like, oh, you just hacked and slashed all of them, but hey, they're still alive, so you just wasted all your time there. My only thought, but everything else was very good. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, pacing was good, acting was great. The villain was a good actress, Cassandra Nova. I thought she was good.
All those things.
The hand and the brain thing was good.
Yeah, that was cool.
I think that she could have been a little bit more menacing, but that's okay. But
I'm just surprised you're not mentioning like the plot.
Oh,
like
with the TVA?
Well, not just the TVA, but like the whole thing with his girlfriend. That's what started this movie or the plot or whatever.
That was you that had that issue.
Oh, I thought you agreed with me. Yeah, it's kind of silly. It seems kind of weird that after the first two, like she would break up with him.
Yeah, I don't even think I thought about that until you mentioned.
I would say that's what bothered me.
That's you with the girlfriend problems, huh?
Well, it just seemed like it wasn't believable for how in love they were and how much they'd been through. And I mean, like him dying, like she thought he was dead and then came back like years later, I think, in the first one. And then in the second one, she died and he went back in time and saved her. To go through all that, and then she breaks up with him because I don't even know what the reason was, that he
wasn't doing something.
He wasn't motivated or something, or like we needed to do something that wasn't selfish. Like I don't believe that.
Hey man,
for how in love they were.
Love makes you do some weird things.
I don't know about that.
It does, like when you think about it, that does like doesn't make sense. But there's probably no other way to push the movie forward if that wasn't his motivation.
Right.
Because otherwise he could just stay with the TVA like, hey, I'm Marvel Jesus, I'm good.
I just feel like there could have, I mean, I'm not a writer, so I don't know. I feel like there could have been something better.
Yeah.
But everything else was so good and fun.
Yeah.
That it was like, I am willing to overlook that for the rest of the movie because it was really fun to watch, like all the different Wolverines he encountered. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
All the
comically accurate Wolverine.
Yeah, all the X-Men stuff was really cool.
I was really hoping that Charles would come out or Scott, but that's okay. They can't get them all. Literally, they almost got them all, but they can't get them all. I would say let's talk about our favorite part and then what we would rate the movie. How about that?
Okay.
My favorite part would have to be when Blade showed up. Bro, I tried to avoid rumors so hard. There were, well, not rumors, they were leaks all over the place. Even like on Instagram, where you're just looking at pictures and you pull up the search tab and there's a picture of Daphne Keene next to Wolverine. And I'm like, oh, there you go. I guess X-23 is in the movie. Thanks. Or you scroll and then you see Lady Deadpool. I'm like, oh, thanks. You ruined that. Now there's I know there's Lady Deadpool in the movie. So I was trying really hard to avoid spoilers. I'm sure there was probably spoilers out there that Blade was in it, but I was able to avoid that, and Elektra and Gambit. So that whole scene was my favorite scene because like, who's coming next? You know, I was really excited, and then Blade comes in, the slow mo walk. I was like, oh man, he still got it. He still got it. So I would have fangirled out loud if I was able to keep my composure. But that was definitely my favorite part. Do you have a certain favorite part?
It's hard to say because it was a very long movie.
Yeah,
There were a lot of parts
it
that were
could have been a
good.
little bit shorter. I think 15 minutes shorter would have been good.
It's hard for me to go through and pick a part that's the best.
Probably the dog scene.
The dog scene was pretty funny. I don't know. I kind of want to say the intro because that was just so
Oh
fun, the
man, that was
music
good.
but that was set to, and just how he completely disrespected Logan's remains.
Yeah.
But I also really liked all the Wolverines
Mm.
that he encountered. That was really fun.
Oh man, Henry Cavill. Woo!
That was so funny.
I'm like
And
that
then I
guy.
also really liked just every like X-Men scene. Like I just love mutants for some reason. Like
Whoa, slow
they
down.
just are, I don't know, they're like more fascinating than just there's an Avenger with a superpower or like an Avenger that's a god or something. The mutants are just really interesting.
There's only one.
Yeah.
Yes, they are interesting. They're all different. They are all very different. That's true.
I like that they're all humans and they all just have that X gene that comes up as a different mutation.
You do know your X-Men very well. You have the X-Men encyclopedia, right?
I do.
You be knowing
Yeah,
that.
I just think that's really fun and fascinating. I'm like, I don't need to like have this crazy backstory of like this person is from outer space or
Mm-hmm.
like I mean they're cool, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Maybe just because I grew up on X-Men, that's my favorite.
I appreciate your love for X-Men. I think
You're
that
welcome.
if Marvel could do movies like that, more realistic, it's okay to be PG-13, but make if it's in the comics, they're dark humor or whatever, make them R. It's okay. And this movie's making more money than most of the movies in Phase 5, so it's okay. It seems like to branch out and try something different, and it's okay to bring back some old characters and their actual characters if they want to do it. And
Hmm.
I think everything went well. I don't think it went over too much of the nostalgia, but I think it was good. I give it.
I will say
Oh,
Azazel was pretty cool.
oh yeah, you loved him.
The red guy.
Demon
I don't know
Boy.
if I'm saying his name right. Yeah.
I think his name's Hellboy.
No. Hellboy doesn't teleport.
There's a new one coming out. So I think I give it a solid 7.9 out of 10. That's where I'm at. 7.9, almost 8.0.
Hmm.
What do you
I
got?
think I would give it
Yeah.
8.5. I really want to give it a 9, but I
8.5.
was
Whoa.
really annoyed by
What?
the plot.
Wow. Well,
That's why I'm not giving it
I
a
mean, that's
9.
8.5. That's pretty high. 8.5 is very high. All right, there you have it. There's our
It was very
review of
fun.
Deadpool Wolverine. I think it was a good movie, and I think you should see it. I may even
If you're
see
not
it.
a child.
Yes, of course, if you're not a child. I may even see it a second time. Who knows?
We'll probably watch it with your mom.
Maybe. Mom. We'll see. All right.